You see, I'm a steward carrying wisdom, faith, voice, and vision that were entrusted in me, not just for myself, but for others. Today, I want to share 5 tips with you how journaling changed my life. A lot of us hear people journal, and they think it's just writing things out, writing out your thoughts for the day. But if you intentionally journal, those thoughts become things, and it'll change your life. So tip number 1, journaling clarified my purpose and strengthened my faith. Writing down my thoughts, prayers, and reflections helped me to gain clarity on my calling. It deepened my faith, allowing me to see how God was moving in my life. Journaling became my way of aligning my ambitions with His will and stepping into purpose with confidence. Again, thoughts become things. So when you write it out, when you have it up here and you write it out, it then can become into an action because it's visual. You're seeing it. You're going to try to see, well, what can I do next to make that one thing happen? And once you write it out, you really can feel it. Because if it stays in here, it's just circling. So you definitely want to write. Journaling was my way of doing that. Number 2, it transferred my pain into power. Think about this. Have you guys had any life experiences where your struggles were able to help someone else? Raise your hand if you had that happened. Very good. So we do learn. Every time we have struggles, challenges, we learn something from it, and then it helps us to help others. And if I tell people all the time, I hear people say, I want to write a book, I have all this stuff and I need to write a book. And I look at them and I say, why aren't you writing it? Well, I don't know how to, or it's just, I don't know if I should. Well, then you're being selfish because those things taught you something. You want to be able to help others with their own struggle. Life challenges, setbacks, and disappointments were no longer an obstacle. They became testimonies. Journaling gave me a safe space to process emotions, extract wisdom from my struggles, and turn my experiences into fuel for inspiring others. You see, those of you that raise your hands know that the power of your story. Number 3, it helped me to unlock my creativity and led to becoming a published author. The simple act of consistently writing my thoughts, experiences, and insights eventually turned my stories and lessons into books. Well, it's book right now. The second one's going to be published in May. I'm hoping for that and praying for that. It's on the way. Journaling nurtured my gift as a writer and allowed me to pour into others through my words. You see, making a difference one day at a time, one person at a time, is my life's purpose. And I get to do that in all of the businesses that I do, and also all of the, everything in my personal life also. So making a difference is my big purpose, and I get to do that one person at a time. Number 4, it helped me to make a bigger impact. As a mentor, speaker, and advisor, journaling gave me a space to capture my insights, ideas, and lessons learned. It allowed me to be more intentional in how I serve others. Whether through business, coaching, or motivational speaking, I get to serve others. Whether it's just a little bit of advice or really big things where in my business where I do some business consultation, helping others to move forward. Number 5, it became a tool for gratitude and growth. Journaling helped me to develop a mindset of gratitude. Even in difficult seasons, I could reflect on how far I've come, recognize God's blessing, and stay focused on growth rather than the setback. It kept me grounded in faith, hope, and purpose. We all have times when we think everything is wrong, but even in those moments, that's where most of our lessons came from. I always like to make mention of books when I speak, and one of the books that really helped me to solidify some of this is Hell in the Hallway. The name just went back, slipped through. But Hell in the Hallway is a book where it talks about really having faith, because some of us never get out from hell in the hallway. Hell in the hallway, what that means, that hallways are struggles. And sometimes we get out of it, but sometimes people turn to drugs, alcohol, suicide, those things, and they never get out of it. When we do get out of it though, and we can look back, we can see the light. We see the struggle, and that has built us to who we are today. One of the reflection I have today for you guys, because gratitude is very, very important in our lives. No matter how bad things are, we always want to remember to be grateful for the little things. Being able to wake up. We don't think, if we don't have oxygen, how are we going to breathe? Thank God for that, so gratitude is very, very important. Gratitude is more than saying thank you. It is a posture of the heart. When we pause to recognize the blessings in our lives, even in difficult seasons, we shift our focus from what is lacking to what God has already placed in our hands. As Maya Angelou reminds us, let gratitude be the pillow which you kneel to say your nightly prayer. And Helen Keller said, live this truth by focusing on what was given rather than what was denied. So, I am Sabrina Hosein. I'm a speaker, author, mentor, and entrepreneur. I published a journal that has given me the knowledge today to be up here to share some of my thoughts and views with you guys. Most of my experience, though, in my knowledge, wisdom, and experiences came from me being an insurance consultant for the last almost 3 decades. I'm very close to that. You see, I find passion in everything I do. Whether it's my work, whether it's getting up and being here this morning, or just walking down the street, sitting on my front porch, I find passion in every single thing I do. I want to leave you guys with just a little bit of homework. If you can write 3 things every morning that you're grateful for, just 3 things. And if those 3 things are the same every day, that's okay, but write it out. Whether it's in a journal, whether it's in a book, keep it in a book, not a piece of paper, because you can lose that. But keep that in a book and write 3 things you're grateful for. Just 3 things. And then that evening, I want you to write 1 thing you've learned that day. No matter how bad that day was. Reflect, take 5 minutes and reflect, and just write 1 thing. You see, your story is not something you live. It's wisdom waiting to be written, and a light meant to guide someone else. When you write it out, you're going to remember your struggles from that day. When you write that 1 thing and it came from a struggle, you're going to remember it, and it's going to help you to help someone else. That's why we're all here, to serve. Whether it's to serve God, to serve others, we're here for that reason. So pick up your pen and honor your journey with gratitude, and watch how your writing today becomes a testimony and changes lives tomorrow.